Hello. This is going to be a little bit similar to the last video that I uploaded, since I've started doing stuff again. Uh, but we're going to hop right into it. This time, it is literally, there are a few things that's changed. One, I have gotten better internet, fixed all my internet issues, so I decided that I wanted to do a better video. And, secondly, um, realized that there's a better way to build this thing. So we are going to have a little bit of fun in Lexington. As everyone knows, I am a CV main. If you want help, tips, tricks for CVs, just throw it in the comments. I might visit some of the other ones. Note that I like the American line a lot more than the Japanese line. We can always talk about that too in another video. If I end up playing the Japanese carriers. But this is about the Lexington. Going over this again, which you might notice that we've changed to Dewey. We'll get right back to him. But for the Lexington, we have Flight Control Mod 1, we have Air Groups Mod 2, we have Concealment System 1, and we have Air Groups Mod 3. Now, the air groups is what you want. Conversely, if you think that getting the aircraft return speed and the HP isn't worth it, you could either get flight control or secondary. Same thing with the second upgrade, you could get secondary mod. The secondaries do come in handy whenever you get close to other people, but the air groups is just a lot more useful. And then, of course, we've got your Helldiver upgrades plus your Hull B, which gives you more hit points and such. Now, as far as Commander, he is not 16 yet, which he will be, but we are using Dewey. Torpedo detectability range, which does apply to your planes. Which, what we've decided to do with Dewey, if you want AA, you go with the AA captain. If you want to get better planes, better spotting, and better damage for support for your team, go with Dewey. We're going to be running Dewey because of Sixth Sense. We're going to be running Contact is Imminent, Look at Me Now, Hidden Threat, Burn Baby Burn, and Fully Packed. And all of these upgrades are going to buff our planes a little bit, give us more detectability. This gives us a little bit more survivability because they can't detect us out as far. For your inspirations, you're going to run Le Détige du Fournet. And Fournet gives you aircraft carrier HE bomb damage. So you get a flat damage increase. I'm still trying to level him up for the build. And I'm doing Space Fishy because having higher, not torps, is a very, very good thing. Someone asked me actually a while back whenever I was explaining this build to him, why are you running Fishy? Because it puts because at one point they said that it puts the torps above knot speed for the maximum that the carrier could have. No, it puts it up to 53 knots. To my knowledge, carrier does not have for their bombers a maximum torpedo speed. I could be wrong, but if I was wrong, I would hope that it would reflect it in the stats. The fact that I've got it saying 53 and it actually looks like it is faster in the water than compared when I don't use anything with Torpedo Excel, then I'm assuming that it does go faster. So we are going to keep that because it makes people misjudge torpedoes more often, which is a good thing. You want to hit them. We are going to play a game, and this time I'm not going to be disconnected. So while we're loading in, while we're finding Imagine loading in, going over your standard tips and tricks for carriers. There is a list of things that you need to keep in mind whenever you are playing carrier. Number one, how many destroyers are on the enemy team? If you spot a destroyer on the side that you are helping out, try to keep it spotted, point it out to your team. Try to keep flying around over it and keep it to where people can kill it. Try to kill it yourself, which if you try to kill it yourself, I would recommend coming back with torpedo bombers. If you're pretty good aim with HEs, you can get it. But it's going to be harder because even if you hit, most of the time your HE bombs hit targets that could be incapacitated, and it will automatically incapacitate, which is good for helping your team because then you're going to kill torps, you're going to kill the turrets, and all that's going to go down for a little bit. After the destroyers are taken care of on your side, which we have two to deal with, a Moss and a Lightning. Let's see, we're probably, if A does not fall back, we're going to help A. Of course, I'm going to creep forward at a quarter speed. So one thing that gets me about carriers, just interrupting my order of things, one thing that gets me is people back up to the outside of the map. Yes, that is a way to play. Is that the correct way to play? No. You want to either do one of two things depending on your group makeup. You either want to screen for your carrier, or if you're not screening for the carrier, but if you're not screening for the carrier, then you would want to have the carrier move up slightly behind wherever the back of your line is. So what we'll do is we'll keep checking our speed and checking where the battleships are. We'll try to stay in cover and we'll try to push as much as possible. In the event that one of the sides that we're near is taken, we will push into that cap point. That's how we will do that. Because the closer your planes are to battle, the quicker they can get back to you, the quicker that they can come back. We've got a destroyer right here, so we're going to spot him, point him out, got lightning, and hope that he dies. Yep. We might lose planes here. Probably are, especially with it being a lightning. But that's not what we're worried about. We want this thing to die. We're going to try to hit it. Nope. Again, it is harder to hit it with HE bombs. So if I come back, I will probably bring torps. Okay, so we know the shimmy's over there. I've lost it. I'm going to help these guys out over here because the CV is pushing. So after the destroyers are dealt with, you want to try to do as much withering damage as possible. Like, you want to push for that wither metal. If the target that you've been attacking, and see, that's the other thing. You have 10 kilometer spotting with this build for torps. Try to keep those torps spotted for your team. Because, like, they can dodge now, or know that they're not going to hit. But after that, you want all the withering damage you can. Get as much of it as possible. And then after the withering is on targets, then just start trying to get kills. So, again, quickly, destroyers, #1 priority. After, at least keeping them spotted, trying to route them either into your projectiles or into line of fire of other people. Which this guy is, yeah, he turned into my torps. Not very smart on his watch. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. And we are going to start pushing with C. So I'm going to push out this way, go back down to quarter. Which that's another thing. Whenever you put your point, like I just did, you can change speed as long as you don't turn left or right. Remember that, because you'd never want to push at full speed. You want to run at full speed, and you can push at full speed if, like, we kill half of their team here. Then you can push. Like here in a minute, I might end up pushing into C, but gotta wait because there's a Bismarck. But just make sure that you're playing smart with your pushing. Make sure that you're playing really well with everything. The CV, a lot of people think it's boring. And a lot of people are angry that they added it to Legends. But it is true. A lot of people are not blowing, trying to just cause problems or whatever. It is true that a really good CV captain can help change the outcome of an entire match. You do have that power as a CV captain. What happens with it is entirely based upon what CV you're using, what you do with the CV, how good you are in enacting what you need to do in that CV. There's just all kinds of different things. Like right now, we're trying to keep the Bismarck pushing towards us so we can get him closer to this Z-23. And he's trying to hide behind the island from us, but we're coming back with bombers. That's one thing. If you don't know if you can hit them or not, try to turn them. Try to push them into oncoming enemy fire. If your goal as a CV captain is also not to get damage, is not to get number one, even though you might. It happens, it does. Your goal is to support your team. So even though, stuff happens like that where I only hit with 2, I mean, I'm doing my job. So got it. And so there's one kill for us. We are going to start hard pushing in between these islands. I'm going to let it go full speed this time. And we're going to push up through C. Yeah, so average, basically what I would shoot for damage as a minimum, just to make sure you don't lose money, and this has been a rule of thumb for me for a while. Shoot for as much HP as you have, and try to do all your spotting, all of your work, like helping people and everything. I know there's no assist medals or spotting medals, but as long as you get around, like right now my Lexington has 57,000 HP. As long as I get about, 60,000 damage, then I'm typically in the green as far as money. So I can afford for repairs and everything, and for being able to go out in it right again, which is what I like to do. As far as good games, I have had a couple over 200,000. The highest of which that I've been in was about 260,000 one day in a legendary match. The other one was about in another legendary match, about 230. Those matches are really fun when you get them, because I don't know why, but some people tend to ignore your torps sometimes in a legendary match because they don't think you're going to flood them, and then they fix a fire and your torps hit and they flood. And when you've got 2 floods on you and the carrier's closer than you think, and it comes back with bombers and sets you on fire, I mean, that's a lot of free wither damage, right? And again, that's stuff you want to go for. That's stuff that you should be thriving on as a CV captain. Especially with the Lex. Now, difference between Japanese and... I might get him here. Yep. I didn't get the kill though. But difference between the Lexington and the Shokaku. The Lexington actually has better targeting and better act for the bombers. Not the torpedo bombers, the HE bombers. They're more accurate they have a little bit of a smaller circle, and the HE does more damage. The Japanese, even though it has a little bit of a higher fire chance with what you can do with them, the torpedoes are better. Okay, so we are going to move this way now, so we can put an island out there with us. And we have two Yamatos over here. Cool. So now this is a portion to where it's like, okay, so two Yamis and a CV left. So we can help our team get a bunch of damage, and we can get a bunch of damage on these Yamatos. Especially since our CV is currently trying to take care of someone else. We're going to use one of our speed boosts. The Yami's turning into torps. It's been taking a lot of HE, because that is not much AA damage, which is another thing. If you are a captain watching this video, that's fine. That is something other than a CV captain. And you want to know what you can do to support CV captains. Fire HE. I don't care if you're in a battleship, unless you're in a battleship that does not have good HE. If you're in a battleship that's more focused for AP at long distances, keep doing your thing. Do try to shoot at targets that are highlighted. That's always a plus. But if you are in any ship that's got decent or really good HE, shoot the ships with HE. Because you're killing... AP does not destroy AA armaments. Unless you exactly pinpoint them, which rarely happens. You as a captain supporting your CV, the best thing you can do for that CV captain is destroy AA armaments, which is going to happen when you shoot HE most of the time. So you destroy the HE, we are happy. Because then we can get more planes in, which is more shots on. Yeah, I'm only going to have one plane left. I might not even have that. See if I can get this last one to hit. That'd be two more. Nope, one. Okay. So we are going to push up now, because he is the last guy. I'm still getting fire damage. I got him! Okay. So, battle ended. And this was a pretty good average battle for a CV with everything we did. We did 94,000 damage, got 13 torpedo hits, 10 penetrations with HE, 1 incapacitation, 3 destroyed, 4 fires, and 3 floods, which we could do a lot better with that. But, you know, ended up doing the right thing, spotting certain things for people, and doing what we needed to, which helped our team push, which is more important. We ended up getting 311,000 credits, which I believe 165, so right about half is going to go towards repairs, which again is fine. 4,800 experience, which is a 3,000 game for us before premium. Team result, going to put us second, 2148. We almost got first on our team, which is good. Again, this was a good game. Pretty average of what you need to be doing in a Lexington. You can do better, you can do worse. Most of the time it depends on your team. The better your team is at supporting you, the better game that you're going to have, and the better game you're going to be able to make your team have. It's one of the things that I said a long time ago. CVs coming out on Legends is going to change the game. And I know that CVs have been out for a while. I know that they've been here for a while now, but CVs have changed the game, and a lot of people are still playing like they don't exist. Which a lot of people are also playing like they're overpowered. Are they overpowered in and of themselves? No. Are they overpowered if you've got a good team behind it? Yes. Because again, like if you play your carriers right, if you do a good job in your carriers, you do what you're supposed to, and your team is listening to your call outs, watching what you're doing, and staying alert, especially if you're in a squad with people, if you're in a division with people that know what they're doing and you're supporting their side. That side's gonna not stand a chance if they're not working with their CV. Um, we've seen it several times in games. If you ever come watch my streams, I play CVs a lot. You'll be able to see it there. Actually, if you're watching this video, I might be live on Twitch. Come check out Twitch if you want. You can ask questions. You can talk to me, talk to us. You can even, if I've got everything turned on while you're watching a stream, you can mess with us. Tell me I can't do things. Tell me I can't shoot my planes. Tell me I can't drop bombs. Whatever you want to do. Depends if we've got that on or not. Um, I welcome the challenge. But thank you all for coming and listening to my opinions on Lexington. And like I've always said on stream, this is how I play the Lexington. These are my thoughts on the Lexington. These are my thoughts on CVs in general. Just like any other creator out there, if you want to listen to them, if you want to take their advice, do it. Have a good time. If you do not want to, if you think the way you play could be a little bit better, do it. As this game is all about customization, playing how you want. But you guys have a good one, and if you see us live, we'll welcome.